Alrighty, hello everyone. I have decided to do something a little different. So, doing these readings, and I noticed that there's like a lot of negative reads. And so I wanted to kind of do a reading where we kind of check who you were prior to something bad happening, your current energy now that bad situation has happened to you, what your future energy could be, and I want to then check what type of entity is around you that is keeping you stuck in the low vibrational feelings that you're feeling because of that circumstances. Because the reality is, whether, I'm a believer in all things. So, what I kind of want to look into is what is keeping you stuck, stagnant in that darker energy. And usually it's an entity or an attachment that kind of sees you in your weakest moments and takes advantage. So, that's kind of what I want to do here. So, we're going to check in on who you were prior to all of this happening, whatever happened to you. Alright, let's see. So I have she who emerges, she who regrets, she who radiates. So I see you as someone who was just very essentially minding their own. You were young, naive, just taking in the beauty of the things that were around you. It wasn't that you were naive to the point that you didn't see that there was bad things, because you definitely have been through quite a bit. You healed through it. So, things happened possibly in your childhood that you went through, and you healed it. And you came out as this very beautiful, loving, caring, kind, radiant person with a lot of light. Someone who wanted to do good. So you never lost that inner child. No matter what happened to you, you didn't lose yourself. All right. So your current energy that I want to check in now will be a little bit darker. Because obviously something at this point has happened to you to where you're not feeling the same exact energy that you did in the past before all this, whatever recently happened to you. So your current energy now So here is what we have for your current energy after whatever happened to you. I see you as someone who does sit in darkness, who has regret for the things that went on with your life. You had dreams, you had hopes, you had things that you wanted to achieve. And I feel like based off what happened to you, it's like you can't get back to that person and those goals and those things you wanted. We have downcast pride. It shows this woman here just in darkness, looking down. It's like she doesn't want to look at anyone or anything. She doesn't want to be seen. Whatever happened to you here, it really hit not only your inner child, but your ego, your pride. This hit hard. It has this card down here is peaceful among thorns. So you've almost become a person who is used to chaos, who is used to pain, who's used to just not being the one chosen. A very negative look on life and on your future. It is what it is. This is Why would you have expected anything else? At the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of My World. So it's almost like you're just better off alone. Like you are, you're in your power in a sense to where you're standing alone. You're strong, you're independent, you don't need anyone, but the reality is this is almost like a cover up. This is that pride, your ego kind of like taking hold and protecting you, protecting what's left of that child that you still have in you, and not really letting anyone get close to you. So you've locked yourself away. You've placed thorns all around you, ice. Just if anyone comes too close, like they have to prepare for what's going to come at them. Because at this point, it is showing like it's a come at your own risk. You have to get through all these defenses before you even get close to my innocence. The innocence that you still have, that you've kept locked, that your ego is now protecting because other people didn't protect it. All right, let's see. Now your future energy. Now this is the energy you can get into once you start looking at essentially what you've become because of what happened to you, and why you're most likely still in that energy because of whatever negative energy entity is around you. So if you can work through this, if you can pull yourself up out of this, if you can kind of clear and cleanse your energy and remove that attachment that we're going to find out that is on or around you in your environment, then this is the energy you can go into. This is the future energy. All right, let's see. I feel this is a freedom. This is what I'm getting. I have she who creates, she who persists, and she who is wild. This is a very freeing energy. This is like coming back into contact with that inner child, really letting that inner child come back out and to be alive again, to create, to show your light. Someone who has pushed through, who's persevered, who's come out stronger. She who's wild is this untamed version who is not going to be held down, to be stuck in that dark pit, essentially in hell or whatever you believe in, where you're just looking down. It's like life circumstances have pushed you so far down into this dark pit in hell that you don't even realize that you can look up. And it's that moment when you look up, and it's in this moment here where you figure out what exactly is that's still holding you down. It's just in that, in wanting to see that you look up. And once you look up, that's when you can kind of see what is actually around you. And it's that hope that you can climb back out of this pit. Because there's this other woman out here who is strong. We have she who sees at the bottom of the deck. This is a very Leo lioness. This is taking back your power. This is standing in your own energy, who you're supposed to be. This is someone who takes back their life. So what we're going to see now is what the heck kind of energy, kind of entity is affecting you to where instead of getting to this new and improved energy sooner, you've delayed it. It's been delayed. And it's because there's something in your energy, in your home, some kind of attachment. So let's see what it is that's attached to you that is holding you down, and let's kind of see why it's there. I want to forewarn you that this does go into the darker energies. So, just a little heads up that we'll be pulling energies from that. Alrighty. So for some, you're being given the Lantern of Hope. This is essentially like the Hermit card in Tarot, to where you're placed in this position for a reason. This is, once you kind of see what's going on around you, it's when you can start to heal it. So you kind of needed this for your growth, as crappy as that may seem. So there are some negative energies, entities around you. The first thing I want to go into is this people pleasing. So our inner child wants to be itself, right? It wants to do whatever it wants to do. You know, it's like kids. If you see kids, they say whatever, you know, they just say, they just do, they have fun, they laugh, they giggle, they don't know the hardships of life. And at some point throughout life, whether as a child or as you got older, you got into this mentality of pleasing people, of just doing what other people wanted to do, saying whatever they wanted you to say, and being who they wanted you to be, to where you closed yourself down and you weren't sitting in your most authentic self. And said the ego took hold in order to protect who you truly were as a child, as who you're supposed to be in this life. And sometimes that's what the ego is obviously there for. It's to protect you, to shield you when you're in a dangerous situation. Now, you do have two energies here. We have a masculine and a feminine energy. This could have something stemmed from when you were a child. This could have been like a parent figure, mother-father wounds here. This could also be entities. Now, one thing I don't mess with is the jinn. This is like the genie energy. Make a wish and all your dreams will come true for sure, you know. You may have been given an opportunity where you felt that this was it. Maybe in career, maybe in love. It could have been anything. This was an opportunity that was given to you, and this was a dream come true. Something you could possibly have wished for, and you thought it was everything and more. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It's one of the things about working, I wouldn't even say working, but dealing with the jinn is you don't want to. Nothing comes out the way it's supposed to, how you would like it to. There's always a consequence when you mess with the jinn. So you may have been tempted to make a wish to something or another that was on the darker side. And the jinn is with every, you know, it's like with every action there's a reaction, there's a consequence. There, if you want this, you will have to deal with this. This is a darker energy. Okay. You made a wish to be something you weren't. Maybe you wanted to be like someone else. This is like a... It's almost like you signed a contract with the jinn. You made a wish. You wanted to go down a different path. A path that you thought would be better for you. But this wasn't in your contract. This isn't something you were supposed to go into. This... With the fox coming out, this is, whatever I see, anything with a fox, it's a trickster spirit. There's lies, there's going on here. This was a lie. Whatever you had hoped for, whatever you wished for, whatever route you wanted to go down based off what your family, friends, a celebrity, something along the lines, you made a wish. And something hurt you. So, it's almost like you had to take on this persona afterwards as people-pleasing. Like a slave. Yeah. You had to perform. You had to put on a show. You had to be this perfect person to everyone and everything. You had to be shiny. What I'm seeing with this, it's almost, I mean, the djinn deals with obviously magic. It's spell work in a way. It's wishes. I'm almost getting like this is like a little bit of a spell that you yourself placed yourself under. In order to go down this path, you had to almost like sell your soul and be someone you're not. You have to be fake all the time. You can't be who you are. And it's almost like no matter how you try to break out of that, you can't. There's like this fear involved that people will see the real you. So it almost pushes you back into this little bubble of being this false self. This is like almost spell work. Let's see. We're going to clarify this one in here. So there's this need to believe in who you once were. It's that little bit of hope that allows you to pick up your head. You need to pick up your head because the time is ticking all around you and you're not really realizing how much time is going by. And you're, with the Grim Reaper coming out, and I don't want to say that it's not like your time is over, but you're not realizing how much time you're wasting. Sitting here, people pleasing and being someone you're not. All because there was a certain life that you kind of wanted and you kind of made. I mean, the djinn isn't necessarily the devil, but it might as well be. I want you to know you have the ability to get out of this, though. Again, this here was sent as a lesson. This isn't a lifelong sentence, but you're making it to be. Because you don't want to lift up your head, because you don't want to like remove this out of here. There's avoidance in doing what it takes to remove this. And again, it's heavy. You're not supposed to. Like, time is supposed to go by, and you're supposed to sit here until essentially your life is over, and you've realized you've done nothing what you really wanted to do. You've never lived your life because you're too busy making everybody else happy. But Spirit is saying here that you do have the ability to get yourself out of this. You have to look at it, though. I feel this is something that you're avoiding. So, I have the Gargoyle card coming out, and it's staring at the cauldron, while the avoidance card is on the other side of it. It's like you're standing in this darkness, looking at all the ways you can get yourself out of it. And the gargoyle is looking right back at you in this cauldron, knowing that you have every way of getting yourself back out of it. But it's like this energy, this entity that sits in the darkness and waits for you to walk up to this cauldron to like manifest a different life for yourself. It's like the moment you walk up, you think you're going to, you get out of that kneeling position in that dark pit, and you get that little bit of hope to look up. You even stand up. You're still in that dark pit, but you're standing up and you're able to look around. And you finally look around and you see this cauldron. Right next to you. Like, not too far, just enough like you wouldn't have seen it with your head down. You wouldn't have seen the glow of the cauldron. And I'll show you. Again, you have your avoidance, but now you're from that kneeling position, you're standing up and you're looking, walking towards the cauldron. Now, this is the way you can get yourself out. This is how, all the ideas, all the things, if you need to move, if you need a different job, if you need new friends, if you need a car, if you need a better job, like whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you need to get yourself out of this dark pit that you put yourself in because you decided to choose other people instead of yourself because of a life you thought would be so much better than the one you had. It's showing that this gargoyle is like right on the other side of it. Watching, waiting, seeing that you're up, seeing that you're going over to this cauldron to change your life, to do something different. And it's waiting. It says, go ahead, try it. And it's almost like it's ready to push you right back down. Like, go ahead. All right. So let's tell me about this gargoyle. Why is he hanging out here, ever watching? Let's get one more. One for the gargoyle. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a quote. I don't know. It's something. It's like the gargoyle is not necessarily you. It's obviously a negative energy around you, but it's like sitting there round and round, just waiting to give you the same old story. The same old story of the fear of failure. Like here's the carnival ride over and over again. You're not good enough. You can't do it. You can't pull yourself out. Why would you want to get up? What's really out there? It's all those negative thoughts. And it's almost like the moment you get up and you see that cauldron and you're like, you have that want, that need, that little bit of hope, that gargoyle, the energy around you makes you feel afraid. It's that never-ending fear of you're never going to get out. You're never going to get away. It doesn't matter anyway. So it's like a very suppressive, dark, dirty energy that the moment you try to get up, and it sees you get up, and it sees you walk toward it, but it's like the moment you try, it knocks you back down again. So this was put in place why? Other than the djinn, you made a wish or something you wanted. So what's holding the collective down in this nasty, dirty, funky energy? Why is the gargoyle energy sitting here trying to knock the collective back down each and every time they get that little bit of hope to pull themselves out of that dark pit in hell? Why? All right, so guys, listen. You have something that's working through multiple people around you. This is the big bag boogeyman in your life. Honestly, it could be a woman, it could be a mother figure, a grandma figure. It is something close to you, something dark, inside your house. We have boogeyman, evil queen, and haunted house. There's something residing inside of your house. Whether it is inside of your house or it is inside someone that is, it is in or on someone inside of that house. Something that you've been afraid of ever since you were a child. If you're in a family home, it could be that. It could be, it could be family. There's some kind of negative energy you need to clear out inside your home. This could be a mother wound. This is how it's coming and attaching to you through a mother wound, but it's in your house. I don't know if you've experienced a lot of things throughout the years in the house that you're living in. This might be a place that maybe you've tried to leave a lot. Like, if you've tried to move from this house but found each and every time you couldn't move from it, there's something within the house that, like, quite literally keeps you there. It keeps you bound. This is something that literally, you know what I'm getting here? The reason why you have to hide the light, your child, your inner child, is because of this. Your ego almost has to take hold in order to protect that light. So this dark energy can't touch it. It's almost like you're not just in this dark pit, and you're like curled up in this dark pit, not just as in you're done and defeated, but it's the last hope to protect that little bit of light in you. And it's like you reach a point where you have enough energy within you, enough to get you back up again. Like, it's almost like the baddies see you're down and they kind of wander off, but the one remains just in case. So what you're going to need to do is push back. The moment you feel that fear, you have to claim your energy and your power back, and you're going to have to say no. The moment when... This is like quick moves, guys, quick moves. The moment you feel okay, when you wake up and you can breathe, when you find that you're smiling and laughing, instantly keep saging yourself. Keep saging yourself, use Palo Santo, take your salt baths, clean the energy of your home. You want to really knock this thing out. And you want to maintain knocking whatever this negative energy is out of your house. Continuously keep knocking it out. I usually recommend to clear your house, if you're not going to do it daily, 2 to 3 times a day. By the 3rd, 4th day, whatever this is, it's going to come right back in. These things, they're like attachments, not only towards your house, but to you. And there's something within you that they don't want you to get away. They don't want you to see that you're stronger than you think you are. So that was my first, when you feel that first light and you walk towards that cauldron, it needs to be instant. Grab your lemon water, start drinking. Avoid fast food. This is instant. Every 2-3 days, sage out your house. You want to keep this thing out of your house. You want to take a salt bath every night, every other night, as much as you can to keep this energy off you. Because the more you can keep this energy off you, the less of a hold it's going to be. You have to tell it no. You have to realize it's not just depression and anxiety. These are not just your thoughts floating around. You have to realize that there's something quite literally trying to keep you stuck and stagnant in the rut that you've entered. Okay? Once you realize it's not you, and you say, no, these are not my thoughts. These are not my feelings. I don't accept them. I send them back to who they belong to. They are not welcome. When you kick this thing out of your house, you tell it it's not welcome here. You're taking your power back. You need to continuously cleanse and clear your energy. You need to continuously cleanse your home. And you need to realize when you start feeling down, if you start feeling sluggish or tired, there's something wrong. There's something trying to reattach to you. And you need to say no. The moment that happens, you need to say no, and you need to fight back, and you need to realize it's that gargoyle waiting in the corner. He got back in through the window. He got back in through the door. And he is bound to do his job, and that is to make you feel stuck, stagnant, and afraid. So you never take any action into improving your life or getting to a better place. Do not let that gargoyle win. You worked really hard. You protected your inner child by kneeling down and covering it. And when you felt it was somewhat safe to come back out, you stood up and you saw hope. Do not let that gargoyle in the background push you back down. You tell it no, you fight back, and you climb out of that pit and you get to where you're going, because the future is so much brighter once you realize that these aren't your feelings and these aren't your thoughts. Clear and cleanse your energy. Do whatever you need to do to keep this thing out of your field, your energy field. Because if it can't get into your energy field, if it cannot get into your home, it cannot affect you. Now, that doesn't mean it won't try to attach to other people, and that's when I, again, recommend putting up different protections in doorways and your windows and things like that, and keeping your house and yourself cleansed. Again, lemon water is a really good way to cleanse your energy throughout the day. So if you go grocery shopping and you have a lot of people complaining and arguing there, drinking lemon water will help clear that out. Raise your vibration, like just little things like that. If you feel this energy taking hold of you where, oh, I'm just so tired, or I'm starting to feel sad again, maybe depressed, or, I'm frustrated. Maybe you feel edgy, like you're trying to claw at your skin. Because sometimes when you feel that energy of, like, you're irritable, that's something clawing at your auric field. It's trying to get closer and get back to you, and you can feel it. It's making you edgy. All of a sudden you feel angry, or, those things like that. These are different energies and entities trying to get into your space and affect you. Simply clapping your hands, I'm not going to do it because it's really loud, but essentially you want to clap your hands loud, and you feel that sting. 1, 2, 3, however many times you need to do it to clap and feel that sting and feel it. It's going to ground you. It's going to remove that negative energy. Simple things like that is constantly realizing, no, this isn't me. This isn't my energy. I don't want it. I don't claim it. It's not welcome. Send it back. And you're going to keep this dark thing, this entity, off of you. And if you can push through and persevere, essentially what, you wished for back in the day from a jinn type of energy, making that deal with the devil that wished to be something or another that you were never supposed to be on, it's going to free you. But it's that first step of realizing there's something else in the background that keeps pulling you back down. And it's not welcome. You know what I mean? I always push it back to like a horror movie. We always, we read books, you watch horror movies and everything, and you're always yelling at the person, get up, run, go do something, fight back, grab this. You really want to put yourself in a position where you're in a horror movie right now, okay? That you're in danger. And this thing in the background wants to take you down. So, and it's learning. It is learning, when you realize what you have in the house. You've broken free. You're running out the doorway, down the steps, through the front yard. You know where the stone's at because you tripped over it 3 times. That tree you're going to run into because you ran into that 4 times. That branch, you're going to jump over it now. You know what I mean? You know what's going to hit you in different areas. Because you've learned, because you've been here, because you had to protect yourself and shield yourself. You put yourself in this hole to protect what good you had left in you. Now, you're not a victim anymore. You've entered another level of, you've been there, you've done that, your warrior status. You're not a victim, you're a survivor, and you're going to win, you're going to get through this, and you're going to push, and whatever this thing thinks that it's stronger than you, you're going to show it differently. You've got this. I know you do. I know it's hard, but the key word is no. The reality is we have free will, and nothing and no one has control over that other than you. And if you give your power away and you simply allow, you don't say no, these things here in the dark that we can't see but are definitely around us will take full advantage. All right. See you again, collective. Bye-bye.